victory, 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
We're at the Mecca of Motorsports after 13 weeks of racing, and we've narrowed it down to just 4 drivers. The winner of this final race will be the champion. It all comes down to this. Live from Charlotte, USA, it's the QSR Chasing the Cup Next Generation Series. Welcome in, everybody, for coverage of the Clean Cut Painting Co. 180, the championship night here for QSR, and the 4th season that we've covered them here on V-Speed. It all comes down to 4 drivers. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. Been here all season long. But I tell you what, the points, they shook out as close as you can get them here. Quentin Stewart, Nicholas Caldwell, Jesse Gordon, and Alan Dobbs, all eligible for this championship here tonight. And the highest finisher in this race will crown themselves champion. The win would be a guarantee. It could come down to just a couple of positions for one of these guys here tonight. You have to perform your best, no mistakes. As we'll have 17 cars out on this racetrack for the final race of the season. Let's look at Charlotte. We've been here before on V-Speed. Open June 15th, 1960 in Concord, North Carolina. 1.5-mile oval. We kind of set the template for tracks like Texas and Atlanta Motor Speedway. 24 degrees of banking. Much more narrow than we're used to at Texas and Atlanta. It's going to be very, very difficult to get side by side, especially on the entry of turn 1 and the exit of turn 4. So we have to look out for that as this run continues on. The next generation stock car has not disappointed. here tonight will have 125 laps with a 45-mile-per-hour pit road speed limit. 5 tire sets available. 2 green-white checkered attempts, 100% fuel in the iRacing fixed setup. Of course, pay attention to that stage lap at lap 38. That could also be a deciding factor as it does go towards points for these top 4 drivers. But based off of the information that I gathered from Quentin Stewart, it's going to be based off the highest finisher in this race. So stage lap might not come into contention. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out here at Charlotte. With that, it's time to take you trackside and get that grid up on the screen and see who's going to be in the best starting position for tonight's championship race. And as it sits right now, it looks like Alan Dobbs is going to claim that pole award. 29.618 over Jesse Gordon with a 29.670. Alan Dobbs starting on the top spot here tonight for the season finale. Ryan Philbrook in the 06. Christian Ruck-Regal will start 3rd and 4th spot. Then row number 3 goes to Stephen Mago. Alston Dowdy will start in 6th position. Johnny DePasquale will start in 7th with Nicholas Caldwell in 8th. And rounding out your top 10 here tonight, we're going to have Nathan Line in 38, Wyatt Walker in the 85. Quentin Stewart will start in 11th position, one of those championship contenders. Austin Thomas will go in 12th position. Also, just missed that cutoff there for Austin Thomas. John Walker will start in 13th. Ethan Wisnowski in 14th. Then you have Brent Allen, who got eliminated there last week, starting in 15th. Jason Blaney in 16th position. Randy Saleh is going to start in the 17th position. So I'm not seeing Nicholas Caldwell here tonight. Yes, I am. He's in 8th position. He was one of those drivers that was really successful in the regular season, but had a lot of turbulence in the playoffs, and just by the edge got in there for the final round. What a shame it would be for him to not have a shot at this championship. But with that, here we go. From Charlotte Motor Speedway season finale, QSR is live and racing in NASCAR's backyard. Problems on the backstretch, the 86 of Austin Thomas, 35 of Austin Thomas, 86 of John Walker. Walker tows it to pit road. Problems already for the Skull 86 machine coming out of turn 2. Looks like some contact between those two drivers. Actually, it come up in front of the 13. Here on the blimp camera, 85 and 13 are getting a run. The 86 is going to get a little loose here. He chases it down the racetrack, overcorrects, and comes right up into the 13 car. And that's that. And he has to tow to pit road. Looks like he's going to lose some laps, and this will allow Alan Dobbs to get a few laps led. Nobody electing to come down pit road that last time by. But with that short start, I believe we're going to get our 2-to-go signal this time by. So another chance here on V-Speed to round up some more information, maybe get some statistics on board. We'll go ahead and take another quick break and see what we can round up for you. You're watching QSR Chase for the Cup Next Generation Series. Our coverage continues of the Clean Cut Painting Co. 180 right after this.
Shoemaker is going to take the victory 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We're back to Charlotte, USA, where the season finale, the QSR Next Gen Cup Series, gonna settle it out here with our top four. Caution very early on lap number 1. John Walker on pit road, Wyatt Walker, Austin Thomas, and Brent Allen involved in that one. But we're getting set to go back green. Pace car out of the way for the second time here today. And here we go back live in racing. Let's start it off again. Championship night. 2 championship contenders on that front row for this restart. Over to the inside of Rodrigo, trying to get by for the 3rd position. He will do so. Get back to where he started this race. You got Nicholas Caldwell peeking 3 wide. He'll look to the middle through 3 and 4. Thinks better of it. Very narrow on these corners. You can see how hard it is as Blaney gets loose. And I think Johnny DePasquale is going to get a 2 for 1. As Stephen Mago got a little bit loose actually in front of the 22, and he's really sent it up the racetrack. They're going to go 3 wide out of 1 and 2 off the exit. 22 gets the position. And Nicholas Caldwell now looking to the inside. One of your championship contenders for tonight. The 4 drivers with Quentin Stewart, Caldwell, Gordon, and Dobbs. We're looking at the stats. I rounded up some of that. Alan Dobbs with 3 wins this season. Nicholas Caldwell has 5. He's coming in 3rd in the points here tonight. Quentin Stewart, 1 win, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, or 7 top 10s rather. The best average finish goes to Nicholas Caldwell. And as I said before, it'd been a real shame if he didn't make it into this Final Four as successful as he was in the regular season. But he has got his hands full trying to figure out a way past this cluster of cars. Have been going back and forth. It's been a new car in front of him every time. He hasn't gained any positions since the beginning of this race, but now starting to get it sorted out. He'll gain 1 now. Car in the wall. Believe that was the 33 of Ruck Regal. As we had a change for the lead, the 10 of Jesse Gordon takes over the top spot. Gordon going to lead his 2nd lap of the day. But again, it's not how many laps he leads or where he is halfway through the race. Maybe the stage will help, but it's all about where he finishes this thing with a direct contention between Dobbs and Gordon coming into tonight. It will boil down to these 2 drivers as it sits right now. Jesse Gordon would be your champion. We have 120, roughly 115 laps to go. Still yet to be decided as we look off the back. Here comes Nathan Line to the outside of Dobbs. He will get the pass and a big run down the backstretch. Nathan Line going to go for the lead out of 3 and 4. He's got it. So a quick pass there on 2 cars, all within the confines of turn 2 to the entry of turn 3. And out of nowhere, Nathan Lyon going to play the upset game as Gordon and Dobbs have fallen back. Blaney moves up to second. Looks like the 38 and the 22, who are teammates. They're just waiting on Johnny DePasquale to get up here. They can have a 1-2-3 finish. The rest of these guys kind of fighting for table scraps back from third all the way back here to your other championship contender, Quentin Stewart, in the 99. Started in 11th. He's only gained 1 spot here tonight. Just looking back here on lap number 13. And here's a look on board with the driver cam of the number 99. Sitting right behind Austin Dowdy in the number 8. 8th, 9th position right in front of him. Look to the bottom through 3 and 4. Try to get some clean air on that nose. Quentin Stewart, the furthest back of these championship contenders, has a lot of work to do as Nicholas Caldwell has worked his way into the top 5. Now up 3 positions, started back in 8th. Trying to work his way around his teammate Alan Dobbs off at 3 and 4. He will do so. Now move him up to the 4th position, chasing down Jesse Gordon. Nicholas Caldwell trying to go for his championship here tonight. He's been patient so far, but choosing a different line through 1 and 2. He's going to get a decent enough run down the backstretch. Might catch up here to the 10 car. He will. As Nathan Lyon is contested by his teammate. 22 of Blaney peaked to the inside through 3 and 4. He'll look to the inside again. Highline not as effective here through 1 and 2. Gonna be a decent run for Blaney going into 3 here. And Philbrook caught in the middle of all this with the championship contenders. 54 of Dobbs peaks down low. He'll get the run, opens up on the quad oval. And looks like it's back to 5th place for Alan Dobbs. Side by side for the lead. Jason Blaney down to the bottom. They'll be door to door down the backstretch. Blaney with a little bit of an advantage. 38 will let him by. 22 cuts up in line, and now another lead change here tonight. Might be the first lap led. It will confirm for Jason Blaney. All within 17 laps. And we've already seen our 3rd lead change. Jesse Gordon moves up to 2nd position. Nathan Lyon falls back. Nicholas Caldwell contested on the outside by his teammate. Quentin Stewart still sitting back here quietly as the 11 and 54 goes side. That's actually the 42 that got to the inside of Dobbs. The 11 went by. And a little block on the nose here from the 11. Backfires on him, trying to protect against Johnny DePasquale, and Dobbs gets a run off of turn 2. He'll get back around his teammate. Jesse Gordon sees these guys starting to push a little bit. And looks like the 10 car trying to surge back towards the lead. Oh, contact with the 38 car. 54 got into him. Everyone weaving around to dodge that. The 33 of Ruck Regal misses it just barely. But Dobbs got into the left rear. I think Nathan Line might have came down a little bit there. We'll back this up one more time. At first glance, it looked like Dobbs had moved up into him. As you can see, the 38 car kind of took a higher line. He worked his way up towards the wall. 54 cut down underneath of him. And I think it's just more of a racing deal than anything. 38 probably not expecting the 54 to close that quickly. 54 expecting the 38 to stay up there. And they just kind of met in the middle right there. It might hinder the 54. I don't think he got any damage from that, but if he did get any front nose damage at all, that could hinder his straightaway speed. We'll have to see if it affects him at all. It seems okay. He'll push on through. He's actually getting a run on the 10 of Jesse Gordon as Jason Blaney comes by for another lap led. Looks like we're going to have another lead change here very soon as both the 10 and the 54 duke it out. They're still catching up to your leader while they're side by side. And the 10 of Gordon pushes the 54 way up the racetrack. Blaney trying to put on a block here. And we're looking 3 wide for the lead as here comes Alan Dobbs for the top spot. Side by side for the top position on lap 24, stage at lap 38. Blaney not going to let Dobbs by that easily. And he gets really tight and brushes the outside wall coming out of turn 2. And he'll have to give up the spot as we have another lead change here. Looking at our 4th. Alan Dobbs for his 7th lap led now here today. Lap 25. Underway now. Jesse Gordon has company on the right rear here. The 11 of Nicholas Caldwell turning up the heat a little bit. And very close there coming out of turn 4. The 10 all over the back bumper of Jason Blaney. Blaney used up those tires apparently to go up there and take that lead. It seems like it's been rather easy for these guys to use up these tires quickly. As soon as they start to push and take over these positions, it seems like it all falls apart. And a car in the wall now. The 22 just chipped it. Gordon hanging with the 54. Here comes the 11 to go to the 3rd position. And Quentin Stewart lurking back here. He's trying to make a move on the 06 of Philbrick, but he's fallen behind a little bit here as the rest of these championship contenders fight amongst the top 3. Top 4 in points, 3 out of the 4. 3 out of the 4 of the top 5. 3 out of the 5. And it's shaping up to be a good one as Nicholas Caldwell continues to defend. Teammates side by side. Looks like Johnny DePasquale was on the same strategy as some of these Nicholas Caldwell racing drivers. And almost some contact there with the teammate in the 22. We also have Austin Dowdy choosing the high line here through 3 and 4. And figure out a way around the 22, gets into the wall. Dowdy looking for a top 5 coming through the quad oval. Onboard look here. The party's here. Austin Dowdy. He has some decent speed here tonight. Definitely a top 5 worthy car if he can keep it on the racetrack. Still side by side here. Red Bull. Turn 1 Tsunami's teammate of Ruck Regal peeking to the middle there. Dowdy not able to complete the pass as Johnny DePasquale got around Nicholas Caldwell, worked him up to third position. And Alan Dobbs has pulled away about half a second as we have 8 to go in stage number 1. Alan Dobbs, 4.5 tenths of a second ahead of Jesse Gordon. Quentin Stewart still stuck back here in 10th, trying to figure out a way around Austin Thomas. Christian Ruck Regal looking for 4th spot. Another contest on Nicholas Caldwell. Caldwell gets a little bit tight out of 2, but enough racetrack to keep it off the wall. He'll hold on to the 4th position for the time being. Using that outside through 3 and 4. Ruck Regal peeks to the nose to the left-hand side. Ruck Regal harassing the top 4 in the playoffs. Laps to go in stage 1. Jesse Gordon this time by about a tenth faster. 29.782 for Jesse Gordon. He's wall riding through 1 and 2, using that fast line up high. Not as quick. And I think it's because the 54 of Alan Dobbs moved it up the racetrack. Nicholas Caldwell just brushed the wall back here. Looks like Ruck Regal gonna peek to the inside, and the 10 of Gordon overshoots the entry of 3. And all that ground he had made up, he gives it back this time around. Few more times around for Alan Dobbs. It's very spread out here as Ruck Regal is going to complete that pass. But the top 3 have quite a lot of distance between each other. Gordon making another last-ditch effort as we'll get the white flag this time around. Johnny DePasquale is going to get 3rd position. 33 gets into the wall there off of 4. The 11 gets tight as well. And one more time for stage 1. Jesse Gordon has it down to 3/10 of a second. He brushed the wall again through 1 and 2. And that looks like Alan Dobbs is going to claim the stage 1 victory in the season finale. Alan Dobbs off of turn 4. He's got it. Your top 10 on the left-hand side of your screen, and all 4 drivers that are championship eligible made it into the playoff points. But it's still going to boil down to who wins this race. And right now, Alan Dobbs showing the long run support. The way he drove that car for the first 39 laps. 22 of them led. Can he seal the deal to get this championship? Does anybody have anything for this driver? Looks like Jesse Gordon might, if he can figure out that high line. And this should bring everybody down pit road. Going to see 4 tires and a full tank of fuel for all these drivers. As Alan Dobbs leads them down. Wouldn't expect any gambling here. 100% fuel, of course, tonight. That should put these drivers somewhere around lap 50 on the stint. So I'd expect these guys to come down pit road for, if we make it to green flag pit stop, somewhere around lap 80 or so. Just to split this run in half. And down the way, Dobbs is going to win the race off of the pits. Jesse Gordon, Christian Ruckriegel, Nicholas Caldwell, and Jason Blaney, the top 5. Your other playoff contender, Quentin Stewart, coming back out and around the 10th position. Stage 1 goes to Alan Dobbs. So we'll rack him back up here in just a moment's time. You are watching QSR Next Gen Cup Series. More coverage continues right after this.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back here to Charlotte, North Carolina. 54 of Alan Dobbs got stage 1, but it comes down to race winner with Jesse Gordon on the outside, Nicholas Caldwell in 3rd. 3 out of the 4 playoff contender drivers for this championship. Gonna restart up front. Green flag and a count off. 11 of the 54 get a great restart. Here we go for stage number 2. And he will lead again. He led the vast majority of laps in stage 1. He has the clean air. Alan Dobbs, so far, picture perfect for this championship run. You have Nicholas Caldwell lurking in the background. He has struggled a little bit here today. He has short run to the end of the medium run there. The opportunity presents itself. You know these guys from NCR are definitely willing to move each other out of the way. We've seen that a lot this season. And they're going to race aggressive. When a championship's on the line, you got to go for it. If there's an opening, Nicholas Caldwell's going to take it. You can see he's backing up these corners a little bit, trying to save a little bit more than last time. And Quentin Stewart's starting to get comfortable. I think he's starting to charge up here in the short run. And he has Philbrick and Thomas in front of him. Nowhere to go here in the 99 right now. On board with Quentin Stewart as he tries to figure out his way around Ryan Philbrick. He'll look to the outside. Still side by side off of 3 and 4. He'll choose to go with the yellow jacket in the 35. And here goes Stewart. Big run. He might get 3 positions. To the top 5 for Stewart. Ruck Regal cuts him off. But he did get a 2 for 1. Unfortunately, got trapped down there on the bottom. I think it would have stayed to the outside behind the 33s. Ruck Regal cuts him off again here. I don't think Ruck Regal intended to do that. But if you're Quentin Stewart, I don't care. I've got a championship on the line here. You've got to be aware of your surroundings. Stewart just gets shuffled back because of that. Philbrick on the move to the outside to the top 5. He'll choose the high line again here. Will Quentin Stewart follow suit with another position gained? Looks like he will get around the 33 car. And you can tell that Blaney wants to go high. We're going to look 3 wide here. A little check up there. It is chaos back here. Close quarter racing for the top 5. Car chipped the wall there. It was the 22. Stewart just trying to get around Ruck Regal, and that check up there by Blaney sent him back again. Stewart's got to be getting frustrated. These guys racing for position around him, preventing him from getting around to the top 5 positions. He's got to go up there and contest, as you've got Dobbs, Caldwell, and Gordon all in the top 3. As we saw earlier, so we're going to use the high line again. Good run off here from turn 4. He'll get around Ruck Regal now, trying to get by Johnny DePasquale. 35 behind there with Austin Thomas trying to pass his teammate. Stewart almost got the wall there. That was close. I think the 35 did get a piece of it. So we'll look off the back of Ryan Philbrick. cracks the top 5. Line taken away here, but he'll choose the outside again. He will get the nose in there. Able to get back to the throttle a little bit sooner. And now, officially, we have the top 4 in points. Top 4 on the racetrack. Here we go. This is what it was setting up for tonight. Highest finisher wins the championship. Alan Dobbs, Nicholas Caldwell, they have pulled out just a little bit from the rest of this field. They have a little bit of a cushion. You can see the lines evolve here. So look at our race recap with 4 lead changes. 1 caution for the stage, 1 caution for an incident on lap number 1. Track matching the air temperature, 84 degrees here tonight. Hasn't really changed. In fact, it might have went up a degree as we pretty much started this race under the lights. Riding back on board with Quentin Stewart, watching his charge through the field, up 7 positions. Nicholas Caldwell up 6. And Stewart looking like he's about ready to go to work on the 10 car. Ten got into the wall there off of 2. Big run here for Quentin Stewart. He's looking for 3rd. Really sent it into turn 1. He touched the apron and bobbled the car, but he'll stay door to door down the backstretch. He'll end up losing that. Doesn't get the run off when you have to run it low like that. But the 10 car going to get into the wall. Jesse Gordon going to lose a little bit of that momentum out of turn 4. Here comes Quentin Stewart for 3rd again. This time around, don't touch the apron. Let's see if he can get by. Great racing here for the top 4 in points, top 4 on the racetrack. Stewart almost cleared him. Not quite. Trouble in the back, 35's around. Caution is out, and that'll reset the field at lap 60. Austin Thomas and the 33 of Ruck Regal involved. I think had help. I don't know if he got loose on his own and then came across the nose, but here's a teammate to the inside as we come out of turn 2. Ruck Regal up a little bit too much, and Austin Thomas nowhere to go. Impacts the inside wall. 33 car. I don't think he claimed anybody else here. Watch it from the blimp camera. Came up into the door of his teammate there off of 2. Yeah, that was a close one. I don't know who that was. I think that was Ethan Wisnowski that just barely missed this. On board with the 5. That brings everybody down pit road, though. 4 tires. Might as well fill it up with fuel. I believe these drivers can make it close to the end of this race. So you see the 54. The 99 finally claims that position. He'll get by. I think Quentin Stewart won the race off pit road. I'm not entirely sure. take an instant replay of that. Back this up just a little bit here. It is very, very close. Wow. It doesn't get much closer than that. I don't know if I have a better angle of this or not. For Quentin Stewart at that line. He's just a nose short. I don't think I have any better angles. Just have to settle with this one, but you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, the 10 car just gets him on pit road there. But while we have a moment to bring a driver into the broadcast booth, we're going to bring the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell up here. I know we're one to go here, Nicholas, but tell you what, man, the top 4 in points are the top 4 on the racetrack. It is a good one here tonight.
Yeah, I think that run, we were kind of hoping it would go green there so we could, me and Dobbs were just riding around saving tires. So I think it's going to come down here. I think if this goes green the rest of the way, fuel could become a concern, but, we'll give it our best shot.
Looks like it's very easy, deceptively easy to use your tires up on the short run here.
Oh, yeah, when me and Christian were going at it, first off, that was really fun. But I burned my stuff up pretty good there coming to the end of the stage. So hopefully we can put it together. I know Dobbs is pretty fast, Jesse's pretty fast, and Clinton's Clinton. So we'll see.
And Quentin is Quentin. Well, anybody want to shout out real quick while we have you on the backstretch?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out NCR. Overall, it's been a good year. Got a 50% chance of winning it tonight, so hopefully we can get it done.
50% of the time, it works every time. Nicholas Caldwell, good luck out there, man.
Thanks, bro.
Here we go for another restart. Caution here on lap 59 as we hit lap 64. Top 4 in points, as I said. About to restart 1 through 4 with 4 fresh tires. Quentin Stewart has been looking for this opportunity all night. Green flag back underway. Championship night for QSR. Not a good restart for the number 99. He'll lose a spot. Spun the tire. Something's happening to Quentin Stewart. Caught him sleeping again. This happened to him a few weeks ago where he had a real opportunity at a victory. He was bad fast at Las Vegas. And he falls back to this 5th position. Could have been a lot worse. I think some guys cut him a break, but Jason Blaney going to mix it up now in the top 4 as Alan Dobbs holds on to the lead. And a shout out to everybody that's in the chat here tonight. If you have a favorite driver you'd like to get a look on board with as we watch this battle for the lead, go ahead and shout them out. I'll try to get them some track time and some camera time. But just be careful with it, because there is a thing called Curse of the Commentator, and it seems like it always strikes when we put that camera on your favorite driver. Jesse Gordon has fallen back to 3rd. Here comes Jason Blaney to the top 3. And side by side with Quentin Stewart taking the high line for the 4th spot. He's going to gain 1 here and try to follow. It's been remarkable what Quentin Stewart has been willing to do just to gain 1 position. Thrown this car all over the racetrack. Wherever there's a hole, he's been taking it. He's going to see another opportunity here. And he'll move to the outside for 3rd spot. Now looking for 2nd. They'll get alongside the 11 car. And another opportunity here for Quentin Stewart. Picking up the positions, up to second now. Big run out of the corner here for Stewart. Battle for the lead into 1 and 2. And I think if Quentin Stewart leads this lap, all 4 of your championship contenders will have led one here tonight. Lap 70. Looks like it's going to go to the 99 in the clean air. Dobbs says, okay, you got one. I'm going to get the rest. He peeks back to the inside, a pinch down here off the exit. Stewart holds on to the lead for the time being. Remember, it was a little bit faster on the bottom through 1 and 2, but through 3 and 4, this seems to be the place you want to run that middle line. Stewart's going to hold on again. Dobbs with 52 laps led. Nicholas Caldwell has not led a lap here today. Oh, 54 hits the 99. And Stewart somehow saves it. That looked like a little bit of netcode there. And Quentin Stewart done for the day. What happened here that put this car into the wall? I mean, there's a gap between those cars. Looking back on it on the live replay, there's probably a good 1.5 feet there between the 54 and the 99. That narrows it down to 3, and that's very unfortunate there for Quentin Stewart. I know he's probably not happy with that outcome, but I think it can be chalked up to just an error on iRacing's part. We have no words up here in the booth for that. It's just a tough break. This is a championship that, you know, you put him in a situation to have a chance of winning it all, and you know, a great league owner. He's done a lot for this league, and to see it end like that after racing his way to the top 3, taking over the top spot, getting some laps led. Condolences to that season there for Quentin Stewart. I know that it's probably not going to take the sting off of it. We'll continue to watch the rest of our top 4 with Alan Dobbs, Nicholas Caldwell, and Jesse Gordon starting to creep back into the top 3 picture off of turn 2. The corner here for Jesse Gordon. He's going to use that momentum to give a push to Jason Blaney. We got to wonder, is anybody saving fuel? We talked to Nicholas Caldwell there during that caution. And he said it was going to be close if this race went green to the end. But while we have a moment, we'll see if Quentin Stewart has cooled off here. I know, Quentin, this is not how you wanted this championship run to end. You made your way into the top 4 in points. You had a real shot at it. You even got up there and led some laps, but just a little bit of net code, it looked like on my end at least. Just an unfortunate set of circumstances.
Yeah, that's probably the worst possible way that it could have ended for me tonight. When it's netcode like that, you really can't blame anybody but the sim, which is unfortunate. But you know, I can't complain too much. We had a great season. You know, all these guys have raced hard all season long, and you know, anybody of these top 3 guys in points have have earned getting here. So frustrating for me, but I'm happy to see 3 really talented drivers, you know, have a chance to go out and get a championship.
While you were talking to me there, the 10 of Jesse Gordon got loose off of turn 4, lost a spot to Johnny DePasquale, and then the lead changed as well with Jason Blaney taking over the spot. So you've got some non-championship contenders really mixing it up here tonight as well.
Yeah, well, Blaney's strong every week, you know, and he, I will say, just from what I've seen tonight, I think he's pushing a little bit harder. I don't know if he'll be as good on the long run as Dobbs and Nick are. Same thing for Gordon. Those 3 guys I know are saving a little bit. But, yeah, no, they came over here mid-season. They've been really solid all year long. You know, Johnny had that win, Super Speedway, and, you know, Blaney has had a couple wins as well. So those guys are competitive every single week.
Well, Quentin, I know, again, this, I even gave you condolences on the championship. I mean, it sucks to see it end like that. But is there anybody you want to shout out here while we have you in the booth?
Oh, man, well, I got to thank all of our drivers. You know, it's really been a great season. We've had a bunch of up and downs, a lot of drama this season, but yeah, overall, it's really been a great experience. I know I've really enjoyed it. I love racing with this group. It's really an honor to be able to give guys an outlet to come out and compete with like-minded people every single week and crack jokes, have a good time, and most importantly, race. So thank you to all those people and everybody that sponsored us this season. It's been a lot. And, you know, our whole admin team, those guys are awesome. Couldn't do it without those guys. They really are the actual fuel that runs this whole thing. So, and of course, V-Speed, you guys do a great job broadcasting every week, and it's awesome to work with you guys on all the stuff we do here at QSR. So appreciate you guys as well.
Quentin Stewart, appreciate you coming up here in the booth and keeping your composure. I know I'd probably be yelling some slurs at this point.
Yeah. They're on the tip of my tongue, but I'm gonna save V-Speed the content strike and hold it together. So, but nah, Brad, I appreciate you as always, man. Enjoy the rest of the race.
To Quentin Stewart, CEO of QSR. Maybe we'll hang out with you at post race. Back to turn 1 tsunamis as we try to wrap this thing up. Jason Blaney kind of throwing an asterisk on it right now as it sits. Alan Dobbs has the top spot for the championship, running in 2nd position. Nicholas Caldwell contending with the 10 of Jesse Gordon. You get there Johnny DePasquale in the mix as well. And a send here by the 10 to the outside. He's going to have to run off the corner. Can he do anything with it? He will get to the door. Up alongside, gives a push to the 11. Highline seems to be working a little bit better for everyone trying to make a pass. And 2nd through 4th. Championship contention on the line. Jesse Gordon going to get a big run off the corner. The 11 knew that. I don't think I would take it to the inside, but he's going to try it. Here he goes into turn 1. And a slider here might move up to the high line. He'll gain that position as you see Jason Blaney being contested. Looks like Alan Dobbs going to turn up the thermostat a little bit here. to try to maintain his position. Off the back end of Jason Blaney, we've went green since about lap 63. Alan Dobbs, your stage 1 winner. Seven lead changes, 2 cautions for an incident, 1 for the stage. Car in the wall, I believe 2 cars tagged it there. Johnny DePasquale got a piece of it. And Dobbs all over the back bumper of the 22 of Blaney going into turn 1. Dirty air becoming a factor as we're sitting at 35 laps left in this season finale. On board with the 54. Trying to figure out a way around Jason Blaney. He'll go to the high side. He has the run through the quad oval. Here he goes. Another change for the lead, but he sends it way high, hits the wall. And Alan Dobbs gets a little bit of damage from that. He's still able to complete the pass on Blaney. The 11 of Caldwell looked to the inside of Jesse Gordon. That was for 3rd spot. Off of turn 2, running out of racetrack for the car in the background. Ryan Philbrick tags it. But first, all the way back to 6th, within half a second of each other. Dobbs, your stage winner, takes back the top position. He has now led 62 of the 92 completed. The clean air allowing him to pull away a little bit here from Jason Blaney. As we ride on board now with Nicholas Caldwell. You see it starting to spread out in the top 5 a little bit here. These guys on the backstretch. This run has burned off the right front. You can see guys skimming that safer barrier. As Ryan Philbrick contests for the 4th position. Championship contender on his outside. Now Johnny DePasquale to the inside. 3 wide for a moment there. Philbrick backs out of it. So Nicholas Caldwell has lost some ground to this top 3. You can see a pass for 2nd position with Jesse Gordon up there. A crossover move from Jason Blaney to get back to the 2nd spot for the time being. A pinch down here through the quad. Gordon wants that 2nd spot. He wants to go to work on trying to chase down Dobbs. And we'll be sitting right around 30 to go. It's downhill stretch from here. If you're Jesse Gordon, how bad do you want this championship? You want to go steal it away. You bide your time. Can you make it on fuel? So many questions for all of these drivers in this field. The caution comes out. Will it come out? That's another question to be asking. You see Nicholas Caldwell kind of fading a little bit here. Johnny DePasquale to the inside. They hug each other down the backstretch. Door contact. 42 into 3 and 4 on the bottom. It's spread out a lot here in the back of the field. There's Randy Solly in the 00. Started in 17th here tonight. 3 cars off the racetrack with Brent Allen, Wyatt Walker, and John Walker. And then in pit road getting damage repaired is Quentin Stewart. You also have Nathan Line, who has heavy damage on the right front of the 38 car. Barely able to handle this thing. And you're also watching Jesse Gordon, the battle for the lead starting to heat up. 0.2 of a second as we watch off the back end of the 54. Trying the low line here through 3 and 4 this time around. Got a little bit loose off the exit, but this time by Alan Dobbs, 0.5 faster than Jesse Gordon. I think Gordon's trying to nurse those tire temperatures back down a little bit for a final 20-lap charge. He's probably going to have to go the next 6 or 7 laps to nurse this car back to health. It just looks like that higher line 5 or 6 hundredths faster. And that will allow Dobbs to keep this lead. Pulls away another 0.5 on the 10. So the factor of fuel gonna be a big question mark. Is Nicholas Caldwell in save mode? Let's pay attention to those RPMs. Doesn't look like he's saving anything. We'll ride on board with Jesse Gordon now. He's taking the shortest line around this racetrack. He ran 5 or 6 laps there on the low line. Now it looks like he's starting to push again. This time around, still lost a little ground. About 0.1 of a second there for Jesse Gordon to lose. They are pulling away from Johnny DePasquale, though. It's almost a full second back to third position. Top 3 have spread out. Tag with the wall from the 10. Right on the edge of it here. Even with that tag on the wall, he still ran a faster lap. Not by much, but that's not going to do it. Do not want to send it that deep into a corner. He's going to have to move it down a lane if he wants to survive this. I don't know if anybody has something for Alan Dobbs here tonight. 73 laps led out of 105 that are about to be, or 104 that are about to be completed. 74 now on the count for Alan Dobbs. Just a phenomenal drive thus far, and he's going to be pretty much uncontested if the 10 of Gordon keeps making that same mistake on the entry of turn 1. Laps to go here from Charlotte. Don't go anywhere. We've got more coverage to continue. It's the Clean Cut Painting Co. 180 Championship Night. QSR Chase for the Cup in the Next Gen Series. Don't go anywhere. Or after this.
the victory, 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to Charlotte, and during that commercial break, the field has accordion back together, and you're starting to see the pressure on the back of Alan Dobbs. Jesse Gordon got to the back end of him. Got within a couple tenths. It's going to come down to the wire here for the 10 car. We're sitting right around 10 laps to go for our season finale. Can Jesse Gordon get up there to the 54 car? Johnny DePasquale also showing some speed. We had some cars peel it down pit road with Jason Blaney, Austin Thomas. It's 51 laps on the stint here. How far do you want to push it? I think these drivers are going to run out of fuel, and if I'm the 10 car, I'm going to short pit right now. I'm going to try to get on and off as fast as possible. If I can't make it to the end of this race, we know the 54 probably can't make it. If the 10 can't do it, I don't see the 54 making it to the end. It's a weird scenario here. Keeping it in 5th gear. Riding on board with Alan Dobbs, trying to save fuel. He'll go down to 4th gear. Through 3 and 4, but staying in 5th. Through turn 1. Running that higher line. Seems to be working for 5th gear through here. And then the bottom line, through 3 and 4, downshifting, probably get a little more rotation out of this car as we only have 10 laps left. 54 on the stint. Is anybody gonna peel it down pit road in the top 5? Nicholas Caldwell back here in 4th. Austin Dowdy, a solid top 5 day for him. We'll ride back on board with the number 8. Great drive for Dowdy tonight. Actually creeping up to the back bumper of Nicholas Caldwell. Going to get a good run here out of 4. we have lap traffic becoming a factor up front. Watch this pass for position. Dobbs not able to get it Dowdy not able to get that time around. But now you're seeing lap traffic with the 22. The 35 hits the wall. Johnny DePasquale got around the 10 of Jesse Gordon. Just over 5 to go. Johnny DePasquale not championship eligible, but he is definitely win eligible, and his teammate going to give him a shot down the backstretch. See if he can draft him back up there. Oh, and he's sideways. The 00 Asale got into the back of him. Great save there by the 22. Here comes the 35. Austin Thomas a lap down. Pressure tires on this machine. Can Johnny DePasquale draft his way back up there to Alan Dobbs? Five to go in the final race for QSR. And Dobbs just set sail. Half a second separate him from Johnny DePasquale, and the closest driver in the points, Jesse Gordon, 1.8 seconds back. So he will let Austin Thomas to the bottom on those fresher tires. Not going to contest it here. They tick away quickly here at Charlotte. 31 seconds around this place tonight. 3 to go. Dobbs just has to control the scenario, not get caught up with traffic. 22 and 42 pushing their way towards him. A lot of draft help down the backstretch to try to get Johnny DePasquale back up here, as Jesse Gordon is almost out of the picture. Trouble, the 00's around. No caution, 2 to go. And Randy Saleh, who's a lap down, urging back up on the racetrack. Better get it back up to speed. He does. And it's going to be white flag in the air for Alan Dobbs. A championship right here. One more time around. And Nicholas Caldwell Racing, they wanted a car to win this championship. You thought it would be the 11, but it looks like no. It's going to be Alan Dobbs claiming his championship. A fantastic season with 3 wins, and add a 4th one to the column. Alan Dobbs in the number 54 Dalla Toyota Camry is gonna get it in the season finale. Championship race at Charlotte goes to the 54 Alan Dobbs. Race winner. That's what you had to do to get this championship. And I'm sure the celebration is going to be even more unique than usual. As Nicholas Caldwell gives him a little congratulatory salute. Congratulations, Austin Dowdy. I don't want to take anything away from Alan Dobbs, but Dowdy put it in the top 5, finished 4th here tonight. Post-race interviews with your champion and your top 3. You are watching QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. We have concluded and crowned our champion. Alan Dobbs is going to be the victor overall in our 14-race season. Post-race coverage right after this. You're watching V-Speed.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Back here live, championship night has settled down as Alan Dobbs is going to claim the champion crown. I tell you what, it came down to 4 drivers, and it was 4 drivers that were dominant through this day. You had lead lap, or laps led by 3 out of the 4. You had the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell running in that top 4 all night long. Jesse Gordon, Alan Dobbs, and then you saw the emotion there with Quentin Stewart and how his championship at lap 70 or so just kind of fell through the cracks. But it was close all the way through this thing. I hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage. It was a fantastic race. I enjoyed every second of it. But your stage 1 winner and your race winner getting it done here tonight. So we put Alan Dobbs up there with 8 lead changes, 2 official cautions. Jesse Gordon in the number 10. Johnny DePasquale, we'll get a word with those drivers in just a moment. But your champion, Alan Dobbs, bringing it home after starting on the pole and leading the most laps here today. Just a trifecta. Couldn't be more picture perfect than that. Austin Downey with an impressive top 5 finish. Great race for him. Started in 6th, finishes 4th. Ryan Philbrick in 5th. Nicholas Caldwell, one of those championship contenders, falls back to 6th. Ethan Wisnowski, solid day for him, 7th position. Stephen McGough in 8th after starting 5th. Jason Blaney will finish in 9th after starting outside the top 10. And Austin Thomas with that 10th position. Christian Ruck-Regal, after starting in the top 5, a lot going on for him. He'll finish 11th. Randy Solé will finish in 12th. Then you have Nathan Line in 13th. Quentin Stewart, your other playoff driver, finishing in 14th. Early exit for him, 52 laps down. Brent Allen had problems at the very beginning of this race. He'll finish in 15th. These cars all involved in that incident on lap 2 with Wyatt Walker and John Walker rounding out your field here tonight. But with that, it's time to take you trackside, and the first driver we're going to bring up, we're going to change it up a little bit here. We're going to bring up your champion. We're going to bring Alan Dobbs into the booth. And yeah, we usually do this third through first, but you know what? Tonight, it's a special night for you. Alan Dobbs, yeah, season champion here. You know, we were looking forward to, through the regular season, of having an NCR car win this championship. But, you know, both you and Nicholas Caldwell had kind of a bumpy end to your regular season. Then you got into the playoffs and you performed better than Nicholas. His luck continued. You kept it going where you started this season, and all the way to the very end, you win this race, get the championship. How does it feel, man?
Yeah, it's real awesome to take it home. I feel like, you know, we've put in the work all season to be here. So the Final Four format always gives me fits because anybody can win, you know, and just somebody has a bad race and you don't have a shot. But yeah, it's awesome. Shout out to all these guys. Special shout out to Quentin. I don't know what happened. I was told that we had some net code and it shot him up into the wall, and I definitely didn't want to have any contact or wreck anybody, especially not somebody fighting for the championship. So sorry to him. He was running a good race. So that was, I don't know if it was my fault or not. I hadn't looked at it, or if it was net code, but sorry about it.
I can go back and confirm there was probably a good 1.5 feet between your cars. I mean, just that little bit of bobble there in the front end, it looked like it was maybe plowing a little bit, but you guys never actually made contact. Down there on the bottom, it looked like it was tough here today. But, you know, as far as the simulator goes, it's still one of the best services for online racing. I think it is the best, most realistic. You know, sometimes just little hiccups with our internet providers can be the factor.
Yeah, that's the most unfortunate thing. I feel like we could all put on a lot better shows and race a lot better with each other if it wasn't for, you know, network issues. Because, you know, I mean, a lot of these NASCAR races are decided by, you know, less than a tenth of a second, and if you have a tenth of a second of lag, you're missing out on a lot. So it can definitely be a problem.
Outside of that, Alan, you put yourself in victory lane, but not only that, you crowned yourself a champion. You led the vast majority of laps. You started on the pole. I mean, it doesn't get much more picture perfect than that when you're going for that win guaranteed championship.
Yeah, it was stressful all night. I mean, I'm thankful that I had a fast car. We came out and performed and stayed up front most of the time. But you know, Gordon, Divasquale, you know, both of them were right there on me pretty much the whole run. So, you know, I couldn't make any mistakes or I'd be getting past. So it was took a lot of mind effort tonight to make sure I was hitting my marks and not letting it get too tight and having to check up off the corner or anything like that.
Outside of that, you got the championship. You've got the Focus playing the brain games out here. 54 of Dobbs. Is there anybody that you want to shout out one more time as we wrap up this season?
Yeah, just my beautiful wife as always. All the guys at NCR, even the ones that refused to show up since they didn't make the playoffs. All the admins, Quentin for putting it on, all the money he spent this season, it's appreciated. All the guys that came out and run, especially all the guys that keep showing up when they're not in the playoffs. I know a lot of people just stop coming to playoff races if they're not in. So super big appreciation to all those guys that, if they wasn't here, these races wouldn't be fun at all, to be honest. So, shout out to you guys for the broadcast. Appreciate y'all. Y'all done a good job all season. Yeah, I guess
There you go.
that pretty much does it.
Wrapping it up here. Alan Dobbs, again, congratulations. And we look forward to another season here at QSR. Hopefully you can be a part of that, and we'll work out that schedule and get all those details to everybody as it comes.
Yep, we'll send the message out to the sponsors and see what their word is.
Alan Dobbs, your champion here, and I believe season number 4 at QSR. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good night.
Well, I'm looking for some more drivers here. Johnny DePasquale, if you're available, he was in here just a moment ago. So, well, yeah, we have found him. Okay, so he had jumped around there for a moment. Not quite sure what is happening. I don't have our second place finisher Jesse Gordon anywhere in the broadcast, so we're just going to jump down here to third place. Johnny, I gotta say, you joined late in the season. You had some of these guys and your teammates, everybody with Nathan Line and Jason Blaney, but you guys definitely would have been a factor here in this race had you just not had a late start.
Yeah, that's funny you say that. I was kind of thinking about that with like 50 to go. I was racing around Alan and Jesse, and I saw Quentin in my mirror, and all of us were racing up there. And I'm like, man, if only we could have made it to the playoffs. Me and Jason both missed it just barely. And had we come in just a couple weeks earlier, just to get a handful of more points, we maybe could have had a chance. But yeah, it's just it's a lot of fun to run up front, man. Especially with the championship battle. I was trying to be as respectful as I could. There were a few times where I wanted to poke my nose in, but it's like, man, it's not worth it. You don't want to wreck one of them guys. And I hate that I got into Randy there at the end. I don't really know what happened there. I thought he was gonna come up to the top, all the way up to the wall, and he didn't exit all the way up to the wall like I was anticipating, and my tires were just so burned off. I needed as much room on exit as possible, and we just, we got together there. I mean, I knew he was there the whole time. I didn't wreck him on purpose. I was really pushing, and he didn't go up to the wall, and we just got together there. I just hate that happen.
Yeah, it's kind of the situations that we've saw here tonight. We also had netcode with one of our championship contenders, just things beyond your control or anticipation. Johnny, I'm sure nothing, no bad feelings, nothing is going to come of it. Just one of those scenarios.
Yeah, it's just, I take a lot of pride in being clean, and I mean, I raced my ass off tonight. I was doing anything I could to try to get up to Dobbs, and feel like I'd gain a car length on him, and then I'd lose one, and then I'd gain one on him, and then I saw Randy coming on my outside, and I was like, man, this is gonna screw me on exit, because I knew I needed that room. And then when we got together there, it ended up really screwing me. But that was a lot of fun trying to run him down at the end. I'm really happy for him that he got the championship there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun there.
I'm going to go back there. You were talking about anything you could do. You raced your ass off. You also had the 22, your teammate, who got kind of clocked a lap down. I don't think he could make it on fuel, or there was a factor there with the 22. I'm not quite sure what it was, but he was giving you a bump draft to get you back up there, and it seemed to be working for the most part until that lap traffic outside of your teammate got involved. Do you think had that incident not happened with Randy Saleh, maybe you would be up there within a 10th or two?
Yeah, I don't know. Jason he's the real hero there. He could have passed me for, God, it felt like 15 laps straight, and he was just buried under my rear bumper the whole time, just trying to push me. I really got to thank him. He could have passed me right away, but he was doing anything he could to push me. I think if Randy could have cleared me there, and maybe he would have got side by side with Alan and maybe screwed him on exit or something, maybe with Jason pushing me, we could have got up there. But you never know. You can always say woulda, coulda, shoulda with this, but it is what it is. It didn't work out tonight, but it was still a lot of fun running up front.
Well, I gotta appreciate that you came up here in the booth, and post race interviews with you have been eventful to say the least, and especially in the postseason, you've really mixed it up here for these guys. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to thank Quentin and all the people who run this league. It was a lot of fun racing here every single week. I want to thank you for having the broadcast up every week. It's awesome to be able to go back and watch these races. And my wife, my family, all my friends that watch, all the drivers, that showed up every week. It's really fun when more than 7 guys show up every week. It was, we had a really good turnout this year. So all the sponsors, New HD Media, Admin Box, Ream, Dubby, Swift Home Buyers, all the people that fueled up, all my teammates, and yeah, I'm looking forward to next season.
Do you have a promo code for that W?
I'll work on that. I can get
All
you
right.
one.
All right. Well, let's see what we can get mixed up there. But Johnny, appreciate it. Hope to see you back next season. And, maybe we'll be talking to you in the championship 4 next year. Maybe that'll be a factor. I think there's a good chance that we will.
I hope so, man. That's the goal.
All right. Johnny DePasquale started 7th, works his way to the top 3, and he'll finish out in the points just outside that top 4. But with that, he's actually wasn't eligible, but to say the least, the way this race went and the way everything fell, these guys just barely missing that. He was one of the drivers that probably should have been in that top 4 to finish this season out, because he had an outstanding postseason. And I mean, there's one more driver that I'd like to get a chance to get a word with, and I have found him. I have located him. It's our second place finisher, second place in the points. It's Jesse Gordon. Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. You good? You hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Jesse, I didn't see you in the staging room, and for some reason I couldn't locate you. I'm sure you've been here the whole time. I'm just, when you have a championship race like this, you tend to overindulge, and I'm sure for you, it was adrenaline, pre-race jitters, practice, whatever you have to do to cope with this. I mean, this was the night, and just short, but still, man, you put on a heck of an effort.
Yeah, it was effort. It was tough battling with guys and trying to save my tires, but you're in their wake kind of, and the right front was just burning off if you were not careful. So I felt like I did manage my tires, especially that last long run, pretty well. I was able to catch up to Dobbs there for a little bit after I got by some guys, and after they wore their stuff out, and just kind of bided my time. But as soon as I was like to his back bumper, it wasn't really much I could do, just because he was also air blocking, and it was just tough. It was a tough battle, and then made some mistakes just because I'm trying to drive it, get a position maybe either to his right rear fender or left rear inside, something like that, and then some guys had to pit and take tires, and then they had tires. They came back up trying to get their laps back, and I got put in a really bad situation side by side for a second, and lapper in front and lappers behind, and just cluster of cars, and so that kind of just sealed the deal for the race. But yeah, I mean, I definitely gave it my all to try and make as what I could, but I think once Nick Caldwell and Dobbs were 1-2 running that for a while, they were able to kind of stretch enough of a lead for them, and trying to make it up was obviously you had to use your stuff up a little bit. So it was a good race though. Overall it was fun. It just unfortunate circumstances.
Let's go back to the regular season. You had a rough start, a lot of things went wrong, then you finally find your way to victory lane when it matters most. You find your way into the top 4 in the playoffs, but it's one of those things where you picked a fine time to start winning, but you had speed all season long. Do you think if you could pick a race that you would change something, which one would it be?
Yeah, honestly, it was tough because once I got into the playoffs, I feel like we were making good headway and progress and having good finishes, and that the first half of the season was just god awful with finishes and things just not going my way. But yeah, I feel like we did the best we could with what we had and limited team resources and just kind of overall, just trying to run what I can. And I'm accustomed to that myself, like we did that last season in the trucks, and it was fun. I like being, in that situation where you're under pressure and you got to make it happen. And yeah, it's tough to say a particular race for sure, other than the Nashville one. I feel like I had the fast car, but that wouldn't have changed my points outcome of getting into the top 4. But that one, I feel like I could have got a win at that track. It just kind of unfortunate circumstances once again, and got wrecked out. So.
Well, the season finale, you guys put on a great show. I mean, at several different points in this race, the top 4 in the points were the top 4 in this race. And I think all but one of you led some laps here tonight. So you put on a heck of a show. You made it interesting. I know that when you get these long green flag runs, it's hard to maintain and stay with the guys that you're competing against, but you did a fantastic job all night. One last question here, Jesse. Who put the 10 car on the racetrack tonight?
Yeah, we did pretty well managing our stuff behind everybody and trying to battle, but not burn our stuff up. So ultimately, I owe my team, of course, Bad Company Racing, Ryan Philbrick and Brandon Yates. Big thank you for allowing me to run with them and battle this season. And then my sponsors, Pink Cheeks Tanning Salon, Amsoil, Greatest Tires, Davis Trenching, United Window Tint, Empire Motorsports, and Linux. And you, of course, for putting on the series and stream, and Quentin, of course, for hosting the series. And yeah, it was a good season.
Jesse Gordon, we appreciate your time. Sorry that we did this one a little bit out of order here tonight, but we look forward to another season. I think this is 2 consecutive for you, maybe 3 in QSR, and we look forward to another one whenever that fires up. I think somewhere around July is what they're aiming for, so hopefully we can get to talk to you again. But until then, man, appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
So there you have it. Jesse Gordon going to finish second in this championship, and boy, I tell you what, it was a fun one here from Charlotte to end the regular season, or the season finale, and end that post for the playoffs. Even our regular season was fantastic. And at one point here at QSR, we had over 30 cars to start it out. Hopefully we can keep that car count for the debut of the next season. Again, you are watching QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup. They have had 3 different variants of cars here since I've been broadcasting, and it would be no surprise if they moved on to another one for the next one. Clean Cut Painting Co. Appreciate you sponsoring tonight's race, and if you did enjoy tonight's action, go ahead and visit VSpeedSim or VSpeedSim.com. You can find us on Twitter, X, whatever it's called these days. You can also find more information on the Discord. We have Facebook. We have a Twitch even. I think it's long gone, and we haven't streamed on that for a long time. But you can subscribe to all those channels and find us anywhere if you're interested. Visit VSpeedSim.com and contact us for services. And I'd like to thank all the viewers that came out week to week. We're a part of this. Quentin Stewart for putting on another successful season. Though it didn't end the way that he wanted it to make the Final Four. There's about 30 other drivers that can't say that they did that this season. So congratulations to him on having that championship contention, playoff berth, that shaped it up. But for everybody that made this possible, in the background, Adam Baker doing all the things he does, our other producers, Logan Durrell, Calvin Cook, Eddie Smith, Christian Hill, and Lucas Lyons. This is Brown Keeper saying so long. It's the end of QSR. We'll see you again. Until then, stay tracking out.